get to this.
Get your stuff out of the way, and I'm glad that we're doing it. Do you like being called JJ, Jiggy, or Jag?
You can call me whatever you'd like. I've been called everything from Crash Davis to effing Jiggy, all sorts of different things. But we are
Give you a new meaning to effing Jimmy. You're gonna laugh out loud.
we are back live here on our big broadcast. We are testing out our live video server today on the website at jiggyjaguar.com, and we are also on the stream on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, 50 plus AM FM stations across the country and around the world. Thanks for tuning into the big broadcast. We are live as live can get, and we have a tremendous guest with us today. Holy smokes. Barry Shore is with us today. Good Lord. I don't even know what to say other than the fact that it is going down like the Titanic's violinist today with Barry Shore. He joins us live, and Barry. Well, we're gonna get Richard Kurtz in here too and just make this a party. We are gonna bring in Richard Kurtz as well, hopefully. We had to flip some things around today because our original guest at the top of the show here was going to be Judge Paula, but Judge Paula apparently is dealing with the chief of police. I don't know what that means, but hopefully she gets it taken care of. So, and I know that Rich is on a time crunch because he has like kickboxing class or something he's going to a little bit later on. So I don't know.
Is he doing the kicking or is he being kicked?
I think both. Richard's talented.
What does it mean when they ask you to get inside the bag and zip it up? Is that not a good sign?
Wait a minute. The good news is, Rich, that you can actually get in the bag and zip it up. That means you're still alive.
That's awesome. Well, our guest.
This is great. Jimmy,
Go ahead, my friend.
You're in middle of the country, Kansas.
Unfortunately, yes, till Joe Biden gives me a house, and then I'll be moving to Vegas. But yes, go ahead, my friend.
Wait a minute. I'm moving to Vegas. How'd you know?
Hey, I'll tell you, as soon as Dementia Joe gives me a house, I'm moving to Vegas.
Well, I'm in Venice Beach, right by the water.
You're in Hulk Hogan's gimmick hometown, Venice Beach, California. Look at that.
Oh,
hanging
great.
and banging with the Hulkster. So
Hey, I hear all the homeless in Venice Beach are being moved right to the beach now.
It is so disappointing what's happened. You would think that people would not like to see their country or their city at least ruined in front of their eyes, and yet it's true.
It's happening.
Literally, my wife and I, 42 years here, we are decamping. We're leaving Venice Beach.
Well, welcome to the Exodus. I'll be leaving California soon too.
Where do you live now?
I'm in San Diego.
And you're going to be leaving San Diego. Isn't that amazing? Where are you moving to?
I'm going to the not People's Republic of Florida.
We're moving to Nevada. We're going to Henderson, Nevada, which is also...
Henderson's a nice area. Don't stay right in front of the dam, though. It would make you nervous.
I say to that dam, damn you, damn!
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live. Barry Shore is with us. He's a mental health activist. He is known as the Ambassador of Joy, and if you couldn't tell by his background and his lively personality, he wasn't just given that nickname. He is the Ambassador of Joy. He is bringing hope and timely, actionable advice people can use to manage their stress, combat burnout, and cope with emotional aftermath of the old COVID-19. And Barry has a tremendous book, The Joy of Living, How to Slay Stress and Be Happy. It's going to be released. He's got a copy right there, folks. It reveals 11 strategies for living in joy and
joy
daily.
Is that the senior citizen version of the joy of sex?
Wait a minute, Rich, you are so wonderful. When I was on a TV show recently, I told that every household has to have 3 joy books: the joy of cooking, the joy of sex, and the joy of living.
You are great. This is going to be.
Going, kid.
We're just getting going, baby. So
He's got to try to be less depressive.
Yes,
He's got to try to get him up a little bit.
he needs to get out more. So Barry, tell me and Rich here about mental wellness and physical health benefits of joy.
Okay, so in order to do that, I have to set up my bona fides, as we say, right? And let's imagine the following. Rich, imagine this. Standing up in the morning, hale and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, and that evening be in the hospital completely, totally paralyzed. I became a quadriplegic overnight. It was not an automobile accident. It was not a spinal injury. A rare disease, which I didn't even know the name of the day before, took over my body and rendered me a quadriplegic. I was
Holy
144 days in the hospital. I was 2 years on a hospital bed in my own home. I couldn't turn over by myself. 4 years in a wheelchair. I had braces on both my legs, from my hips to my ankles, and that was progress. Thank God today I'm able to be vertical and ambulatory with the help of a 7-foot walking wand made for me by a Zen master. I still can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself, and I have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. And it's all because of one word, Jimmy and Rich. One word. And that word is smile. Why? Because SMILE is one of the greatest acronyms you could ever learn. It stands for Seeing Miracles in Life Every Day. Seeing miracles in life every day. So I'm just going to tell you quickly, pre-COVID, I speak a lot. Had a group maybe of about just over 5,000 people, and I tell the story about Barry Shore and the recovery from paralysis and such, and seeing miracles in life every day. People raise their hand, hey, Barry Shore, I've been up for hours, I haven't seen any miracles. And I asked them, are you here? Can you hear? Can you walk? Can you talk? Do you have water, drink, food to eat, place to sleep, family, friends? Every single one of those is a miracle. And what's the simple proof? Simple proof. 1 million people didn't get out of bed this morning. You know why? They died. If you're watching this and you're listening to this, you didn't. You're alive. You have an obligation to live exuberantly. So my mental health expertise comes from emerging from complete total paralysis and being able to face the world with a smile on my face, knowing the 11 strategies for teaching everybody and anybody how to live successfully in joy every single day, no matter the circumstances.
Wow. Rich.
Wow, by the way, Jimmy.
Jump in there, baby.
Words of wonder, words of wisdom. That's one of the 3 fundamentals of life. 3 fundamentals are, number 1, your life has purpose. When you lead a purpose-driven life, you can go mad. Now, in this case, MAD's a great acronym. It stands for Make a Difference. And the 3rd fundamental is uncover and discover the secrets and the power of everyday words and terms. Simple example, what we're doing right now, Jimmy and Rich. This is carried over the internet, right? Ask anybody.
Unfortunately for the radio industry, yes.
What does www stand for? They'll tell you it very has to do with the internet. And factually speaking, they're correct. But in our world, kids, the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, www stands for, drum roll, fanfare, da-dun, da-da. What a wonderful world. And what is a word, right?
Rich,
wonderful world.
What do you have for our guy here?
I was trying to come up with, I'm a sarcastic son of a gun, and
You're just a son of a gun? I thought you were a son of somebody else.
I've been endeavoring to be polite since I've been thrown off YouTube, which I consider to be a badge of honor. But
yes.
In any event, I was trying to come up with a politically sarcastic acronym that involved the W's, and one of the words in there was going to have to be white.
You can't do it then. Don't forget it, Rich. I'll share with you, Jimmy and Rich. I use a lot of four-letter words, and in the course of the next few minutes, I'm going to use a lot of four-letter words. And remember, in our world, and I even use the four-letter FU word because it's fun and the shock value. But the four-letter words that we use in the world of positive, purposeful,
You know, you're a little late. Lenny Bruce got there ahead of you. You know that.
I'm going to tell you about Lenny and I. We were cousins, kid. See, I am Jewish.
This is great.
The other
See,
thing,
I've got too much hair to wear my yarmulke, but I got one in the house somewhere.
yeah, I'll lend you some.
Yeah. Or what you do is you get a hold of an old brassiere, cut it in half, and you have one with a chin strap.
As long as it's not a G strap, it's just a chin strap. It's okay.
That's good.
That's good.
So remember, four-letter words that we use are live, life, grow, hope, holy, free, play, pray, gift. Those are four-letter words. And the four-letter FU word is fun. Fun. People say Barry Shore. Barry Shore. Fun's only spelled with three letters. Not in our world. The world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. Fun is spelled F-U, capital N, capital N. So after this show, when you see your family and friends, you're going to point your finger, have a twinkle in your eye, a smile on your face. Remember that stands for, and say, F-U, everybody. Remember to add right away, capital N, capital N. So where'd you get that? So I was listening to Jiggy Jaguar, and he had this nutty guy on. He says, tell the world, F-U. Capital N, capital N. So, Jimmy.
Oh,
Jay,
Barry, you're great.
F-U.
You're great. You're great. Barry Shore with us today. He joins us live. The joy of living, how to slay stress and be happy. It is.
You know, I have to
fantastic.
tell you this, Barry. I was on this show once with Jiggy and somebody who, if I remembered his name, it wouldn't be worth mentioning.
Must have been Ed Till. Go ahead.
And he was exuberant and talked over anyone who was on with him and was absolutely, totally sure of himself, which is always interesting for somebody with an IQ of 8. And anyway, I remember a lot of the conversation, and I sat there in quiet wonder, and every once in a while I just said, wow, you are something special. You know, and usually I have no problem saying things.
You're
And
something special.
he was just one continuous blather of negative force. And I have to tell you, you are exactly opposite.
Yes.
And please take that as a compliment. You are an exuberant just force of positiveness. And it is just great to hear that in this world today.
Yes.
Deeply touched, Rich. Thank you so much. I am humbled and honored. I would like to share, if I may, because I know we have a time consideration.
Yes.
I would like to share 3 practical tips and tools for slaying stress.
Okay.
Can we do it?
Let's go, baby.
Okay.
Let's go.
I want to set one thing up because Rich will really like this. Let's define what stress is. So you're going to
Okay.
like this. Stress is an acronym that stands for stomach turning reality, enabling self-sabotage. Ah! Do you know what happened? I lost my job. We might lose the house. My cousin committed suicide. The kids are going crazy because they don't go to school. The country's falling apart. Ah, ah, ah. That's how people think of the word stress, right?
Yes.
Let's take a look at it and put it, like Richard said, let's turn it on its head, or 360, or 180, whatever they do those things, and let's look at it again. Stress stands for stomach turning reality. Yeah, you lost your job, you may lose the house. Your cousin did commit suicide. The kids are crazy because they're not in school and the country is falling apart. Stomach turning reality, enabling self-success. How you respond in any given situation is the key to success in life. Isn't that right, Jiggy? Isn't that right, Rich?
Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
I use the example of some of the foul words that you've alluded to and that Lenny used over time, and you think about the fact that people throw those at people to insult them, and the only way you can be insulted by someone else's words is if you suddenly realize that you have lived up to those your whole life. And if you haven't,
Spot
okay,
on. I tell you,
then you just look at them and you laugh.
That's so Rich is doing something. See, here's the book. It's coming out May 11th. It's called The Joy of Living: How to Slay Stress and Be Happy from Paralyzed to Long Distance Swimmer. We won't talk about it, but Rich is articulating one of the 11 strategies, which is don't take it personally. As
It's
I write in
amazing.
there, I would rather have epithets thrown at me like marshmallows than sticks and stones. Ah!
Yeah, unfortunately, the tossers of half melted marshmallows would encourage the reversion from humane conduct to the lesser quality of human conduct of actually throwing the sticks and stones.
Right, but
They advocate that.
Yep.
let's just move from the stress idea and let's say how to slay it. In other words, remember, it's enabling self-sabotage or self-success. So the first way is understand the 6 most important words you will ever hear, whether they're said by Jiggy or Rich or myself, anybody. The 6 most important words you can internalize, utilize, and leverage in your life are choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. So the first practical tip and tool is da-da-da-da, breathe. Breathe? Come on, Barry Shore. Of course I'm breathing. I'm alive. Hello. Yeah, but that's called shallow breathing. See, when you're a
great.
professional like Jiggy or Rich,
Oh, I don't know about that.
we talk about something called conscious loving breath, deep breathing into what is the diaphragm, but nobody can pronounce it or spell it, and we know where it is. So I just say breathe into your tummy. So breathing through your nose,
I need to find my
conscious loving
diaphragm.
breath into your tummy, and then let it out through your mouth gently and softly. You do this 4 times in a row. Takes about 28 to 33 seconds. And guess what? You will reduce, mitigate, maybe even eliminate stress for just a few seconds. And that's enough to put you in a different frame of mind, which Rich will tell you the mind is the key to everything, right, Rich? I mean, that's really what's going on in life.
You're absolutely correct. And even though on my, again, sarcastic, humorous side, I would say take those 4 deep breaths while you're pointing a 357 at some lunatic. That tends to reduce stress a little
Yes.
bit, or transfer. It's stress transferal.
Transformation, right? Transference.
Right,
Transference.
but absence the sarcastic humor, and again, my defense against everything in the world is my twisted sense of humor. And I never knew where it came from. I mean, it was anything. I mean, I will make jokes about cancer with my friends that have cancer, and we both laugh about it. And I never knew where it came from until my mother had a conversation with my wife 100 years ago, and said that the reason I reacted differently to my father having been an alcoholic than my brother did was the fact that I would just keep saying things until I could make them laugh.
So
And
you just proved
that was
the most important thing in
that was
life.
my defense.
This is so wonderful because the next strategy, practical tips and tools, is really the dovetail of what you just said. First one is conscious loving breath. The second one is become a joy generator. Da-da-da-da. You even get a Captain Marvel
Become a
ring.
joy
stands
generator.
for generating ongoing youth. And the way this takes 55 seconds. And the way to do this is go to my website, which of course Jiggy will tell you is www.whatawonderfulworld.barryshore.com. Go to the site, a lot of free stuff there. Scroll down to the bottom and you'll see Barry Shore in a video teaching you how to become a joy generator in 55 seconds. And when you do this, you generate joy to your family, your friends, and all living beings on the planet. And you might even cause a bit of ripple of laughter in the world, which Rich knows that is the key to living successfully. How do I know? Rich tells me so. You know, okay, fine. And number three, this is wonderful. The joy of living can be summed up in one word, and that word is, drum roll, fanfare, da-da-da-da, giving. The joy of living is giving. When you become a giver, You transform not only your own being, but your family, your friends, and the world, in my humble opinion. Here's what I'd like everybody to do. You go to my website, www.barryshow.com, and you'll go to the top navigation bar. You can see it on the homepage also. I want you to give Keep Smiling cards. Now, this is a card that measures 2 inches by 4 inches. Reads keep smiling in the front, value of a smile in the back. And pre-pandemic, when we're giving them out all over the world, we've given out, you ready for this, over 2.5 million keep smiling cards around the world, all for free. But people don't want to take cards anymore, physical ones, so we enable people now to send them out by email. And now, Jiggy, you have, what, 138,000 listeners to the show every session. So imagine all these 183,000 people. Every Monday and every Thursday, this is what I urge, Monday and Thursday, go to the site and send 5 Keep Smiling cards. That's it. Takes 92 seconds, maybe not even that. And do it on a Monday, because why? Because it's Monday. Do it on Thursday. Why? Because it's Thursday and it's coming up to Friday and the weekend. Send out 5 cards to people you like, and especially people you don't like, and maybe even people you think don't like you. Because when you do that, you build bridges of harmony. Give when you give, and it's free. Free. It's also a 4-letter word, right? Free gift. 2 4-letter words in a row. So F you guys. And
I've been told that on many occasions.
You now are living in joy daily. So there's 3 practical tips and tools. Yeah, Rich, what are you going to say?
What do you get?
I'm just wondering how to get you out of your state of perpetual depression. But I was prepared to come on a show with a different guest who was probably a bit more politically oriented as opposed to humanity oriented, and the word that I had invented for the day that we'll get back to is, instead of liberalism, communism, socialism, conservatism, my approach to the American situation is preservatism. Let's save what's worth saving, starting with the Constitution. But getting back away from that, the word that I just came up that applies more to you and that you will be part of, you are part of, is the panmedic. Not the pandemic, but the panmedic. Spreading medicine. And medicine, and I did a business plan for a medical company once. So medicine is a very, very broad term. That's anything that increases health. So panmedic, my gift for the day is that. And the other thing is I want to get in touch with you outside of here, because we are developing a website and hopefully a movement that your approach to life would be a very important part of. And I'd like to interface with you about that.
We will interface, and we will interfaith, and we will rock the world, Rich. And I, with your permission, and please grant it,
permission,
I would love to start spreading panmedic. It is exactly the right word. I've been wondering, people ask me, what do we do about post-pandemic? First, I tell people, forget it, it's not a pandemic, it's a panic. It's fear in the mind, it's corrosive thinking. But I love what you did. You took the same letters, and it's a panmedic. We're going, and by the way, you want a great acronym for health? And the answer is yes, we will meet afterwards. Health is for helping everyone achieve life through happiness. Helping everyone achieve life through happiness. That's what health really is, isn't it, Rich? And Jiggy? I mean, when you
pretty
are
much
happy, you don't have time to be, that was a quote.
Well, you have to be convinced that you're unhappy. And I was thinking about that. Now, there are comparatives in life. And as a younger adult, we took in a foster child, and I said that and we are still in touch with her today, and through her child, I am now a great grandparent. But when we had her, and I discussed it with my bride, who's been with me for over half a century, we said the best thing we can give this young lady is a sense of comparison. We don't have to say negative things about the family from which she came. We don't have to say how wonderful we are. We simply have to walk our walk, do us, do what we're doing, do the parenting that we're doing. She's an intelligent child. She will draw the comparison. Most people, I don't care if you got an IQ of 100, you have the capacity to draw comparisons. When I lived in the slums, I liked the idea that, wow, I could walk over to the park with my mother. I could go upstairs up on the roof and look out. When I fell asleep, I could watch the Empire State Building. And it didn't occur to me that I was living in a slum building, even though we had a bathroom that we shared out in the hall and that sort of situation. It occurred to me that there's an airplane coming.
Yes, apparently. Apparently there's an airplane somewhere.
Rich, I think you're making such a remarkably important point that we need to have 2 or 3 more sessions, Jiggy, to just go along that
Yes,
path, because
yes.
it's so important what you're beginning to bring out right now.
You're right.
I want to make mention, one of the reasons I give my bona fides in the beginning is because being paralyzed and being in a wheelchair for years, I can walk over to anybody in a wheelchair now and say hello and give them a keep smiling card and get in a conversation and not in any way say, gee, I feel odd about talking to someone, because people in wheelchairs have other people approach them and they feel, gee, I don't know how to speak to you because of that, what you just said, that comparison. I've been there, done it, and because you're no longer in the slum and you're now using your ability that you gained as a youth to be ever more humane in life, ever more sensitive. And that's the genius, I think, of living in our great country, is that we don't want to be consumed with greed or jealousy. We want to be consumed with giving. Remember the 3 things that we talked about there. How do you want to slay stress? Learn how to breathe, conscious, loving breath. Be a joy generator. Be a giver. When you're doing these things, now you're bringing into the world more happiness, what I call joy, happiness, peace, and love. Jiggy, how are we doing for time?
Well, I know that Rich has got to get going here in a few.
So here's what I want to do. We only have a couple of minutes up. I would like to do a big hug. I want to do a big hug with us and everybody watching.
Big hug.
And I want to give a blessing. So you ready? I'm going to tell you first what HUG stands for. HUG stands for Harmonizing Unlimited Giving. Harmonizing Unlimited Giving.
You're amazing.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
To everybody, go forth. Live exuberantly. Spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference.
Okay, but before we let everybody go, I want to start with Rich. Bring us up to speed on the La Jolla Writers Conference and everything you're involved in.
Well, at the moment, we are crossing our fingers and trying to reassemble the 20th annual conference, albeit a year late. This is a conference that works for people who haven't heard. It is a pay-it-forward conference. We put it on for exactly what it costs us to put it on for, and it teaches and embraces the art, craft, and business of writing. And everybody who teaches there, everybody who comes out, from the New York Times best-selling authors to the publishers and publicists and what have you who come in, they all volunteer their time, and when they're coming in from out of town, they pay their own ticket. So it's a very, very powerful tool, and what we're trying to do is make sure we have enough people together for this year to put it together correctly. In the past, we've not had that problem. On the other front, we will be coming out very shortly with the new website and new movement that I am talking about, which part of which will include people much like Barry, who will help assist in spreading the pandemic, and perhaps perhaps we'll add another word, inhumane as opposed to inhumane, and that's enhancing humanity, enhancing our humanity. A lot of people spent a lot of money successfully teaching people to be unhappy. One of them, a couple of presidents ago, who will remain unnamed, that was his entire raison d'etre prior to becoming president. He spread unhappiness. You need more than this. You need that. We're going to organize this community. I hope I'm ringing a bell for some people. And you know what? You're going to organize a community, pass out a bunch of brooms and say, hey, guess what? This week we're going to go out and we're going to sweep our own streets. You know? And we're all gonna show up at the school, and we're gonna enhance education, and we're gonna do all the things that don't get done just because of government money. And this is where we got to go. And God bless you, Barry. You know darn well that without the First Amendment, somebody would be putting a big cork in your mouth.
That's right.
And our job, our initial job, is to enhance all the tools and all the people in this country that will enable the continuity of the First Amendment.
Amen.
Well,
To the rest of us.
but before we go,
we can do the blessing over wine, Barry, whichever.
well, gentlemen, I am gonna hang up because I got to get to my next guest. I know that Rich has got his kickboxing class he's got to get to, but you guys feel free to hang out on Skype and exchange information.
Oh, excellent.
And I will talk to you guys soon. There they go. Rich Kurtz.
Happy trails.
And Barry Shore. Good God, what a circus.